What's up, Spud Nation? Happy Monday to everyone out there. I hope you had a great weekend. A big week of sports coming your way. I love it. I'm excited already. Just kind of waking up out of that Pro Bowl coma that I just came out of. Watch the Pro Bowl, well, at least some of it. The first half was all I could handle. NFC took out their whipping stick and just absolutely beat on the AFC in that first half. Turn the game off, it's 42-0, 42-7, something ridiculous like that. I wanted to get excited for this game. I wanted to see something fun, but instead all I did was pick apart the negatives. It killed me seeing defensive guys just kind of stop. I mean, Adrian Peterson got a handoff. I love Adrian Peterson. Gets a handoff. The DN just stops. Lets him run right by, scores a touchdown. That's not football, folks. I want to see hitting. I want to see people trying their hardest, diving on fumbles. People are just standing straight up, letting guys run by them. And not to mention, it was a turnover festival. Whether it's fumbles or interceptions, they looked really sloppy. It looked really horrible. Got to the second half, and I found myself flipping between worst chefs in America and the Pro Bowl. That's how bad the Pro Bowl got. Yeah, the AFC came on it late in the game, scored a few touchdowns. NFC just kind of packed it in, which I expected. It was too bad. There are so many freakishly good athletes in this game. Mercedes Lewis, frequently overlooked. I saw him catch a touchdown. This guy is a beast. He's fast, he's long, he's strong. Overlooked guy. It's too bad. I really wanted to see some guys shine. Larry Fitzgerald finally had a quarterback thrown to him today. Wanted to see him shine. He did catch a touchdown. On top of that, I just wanted to see good football, and it wasn't a good football game. Too bad, NFL, you really have to find a way to make this appealing to people. Skills challenges, that would increase your stock a ton. We want to see the quarterbacks that can throw it through the tires. We want to see the running backs, receivers, running fast, diving, making awesome plays, doing what they do, running the obstacle course. We want to see that stuff. NFL, time to fix it. Another thing that was just horrible about the Pro Bowl, we had to listen to Terry Bradshaw the entire game. Oh my goodness, was that awful. Tony Siragusa, also really rough. If you had earplugs, it was a good night to use them. It's too bad. The Pro Bowl, in general, you get a big F grade from me. Now, we get to look forward to the Super Bowl, where the hits will be real, the quarterbacks will be real good, and you know what? It's going to be an exciting game. We got the Green Bay Packers, the Pittsburgh Steelers. Steelers have been there multiple times as of late. Green Bay, riding the shoulders of their new guy, Aaron Rodgers. This should be a phenomenal matchup, and it's going to only be Monday, folks. We're going to hear the same interviews over and over and over again. So get used to it. But be excited, because when it comes game time, it's going to be an amazing matchup. You have Green Bay's stellar offense, Pittsburgh, stellar defense. But then you turn the page. Pittsburgh's not so bad on offense, and Green Bay really isn't so bad on defense. Dom Capers will have his guys ready to go. It'll be a fun matchup. Coming into this game, Mike McCarthy. He's done a great job. Got his guys together, gave them some days off, told them to take care of where they get their tickets, who they give them out to, get them out, get them done, get to Super Bowl week, and be focused. Green Bay's ready to go. Pittsburgh, I'm sure they're ready to go. It's going to be great matchup time. Philadelphia Eagles announced today, placing the franchise tag on Michael Vick. Really smart move. They get Vick for another year. But Kevin Kolb, he's already stated he doesn't want to be there unless he's a starter, so they're taking trade offers. It's not a bad time for other teams to reach out and make a deal for Kevin Kolb. The NFL draft isn't very deep. Blaine Gabbert, supposedly the #1 quarterback in the draft. You have Cam Newton, supposedly a project. Also, Ryan Mallett, they say he needs a lot of work, and Jake Locker, probably one of the most overrated quarterbacks in the draft. So, if you're a team in need of a quarterback, which there are many, not a bad time to reach out, get a guy like Kevin Kolb, because when he played, he was pretty successful. Tennessee Titans, just releasing Jeff Fisher. They're not having him come back. Now they're saying they're going to trade Vince Young and not release him. Smart move by Tennessee. Like I said, teams are really thin at quarterback. Draft is pretty weak. Vince Young he's got some value. Give up a third, second round draft pick, something to bring in Vince Young. He'll help your team out. All right, that's enough with the NFL. We're jumping to Major League Baseball. Milwaukee Brewer fans, get excited. Ricky Weeks, he wants an extension. He wants to stay in Milwaukee, which is a good thing. The Brewers got rid of their top prospects, which one included the long-term fill at second base. So Weeks becomes very valuable. But he says he wants the extension before spring training, which is great. He wants the extension, so there are no distractions. Milwaukee Brewer fans, they've made the right moves this offseason, and now all players are coming aboard focused. Prince Fielder got his deal. Ricky Weeks, he doesn't even want to talk contract when he's playing. The Milwaukee Brewers, they're legit. They're going to have a big year, hopefully, under new manager. Put it all together. Hope they mesh well. But it seems like right now, all players are on board for a big season. Heading over to NCAA hoop action. What a crazy, crazy weekend. And guess what? Jacob Pullen from Kansas State, one of the better players in the country, he started off the weekend right by making a pretty crazy statement, saying if we don't make the NCAA tournament, he's not playing in the NIT. He wants nothing to do with any other tournament but the NCAA tournament. He wants to be part of March Madness again. Well, they got a nice kind of piece of reality this weekend. They played Kansas, one of their rivals, and Kansas absolutely took them to the whooping shed. It was unfortunate. I love Kansas State. Frank Martin, he brings out the fire in everyone, but I don't know what's going wrong this year. They're playing with no heart. Too bad. So sad. Jacob Pullen, you're going to be eating your words because you will not make March Madness. You will not play in the NCAA tournament. Your team of Kansas State, you're playing with no heart. Not enough talent to play without heart either. It's too bad. Don't expect Kansas State to be in the NCAA tournament. And for that matter, if you continue to play this way, I wouldn't invite you to the NIT anyway. I said crazy weekend. It was a crazy weekend. Check out these upsets. St. John's whips Duke. Absolutely whips them on Sunday. Louisville beats UConn in a double overtime game. Kemba Walker had some opportunities, but just couldn't come through in the clutch. Very rare for Kemba not to be able to come through, get the big victories, but he didn't on this occasion. That's all right. Louisville, UConn, both very good teams in the Big East. Clemson beats a top 25 ranked team in FSU. Big win in the ACC for them. Marquette beats up on Syracuse. Syracuse tumbling miserably. And again, that Big East, about 11 or 12 teams deep. Just a huge conference win for Marquette. Mississippi State, talk about turmoil on that team. They come in and they get a huge win over a top 25 ranked team. Florida, great win by Mississippi State. Huge win, much needed. SEC, way to go. New Mexico beats up on BYU. Just when I sing their praises, I talked about them being this year's Butler. New Mexico goes in and beats them. Jimmer Fredette, he scored his 30. Didn't have help from his friends. Nice win by New Mexico. Penn State beats Wisconsin. Wisconsin very, very overly ranked this year. Way too high. Not enough athleticism on that team. Penn State absolutely exploited that. Penn State has great scorers. And Wisconsin just too big and too slow. Not enough scoring power on that team. Great win by Penn State. Kind of evening the playing field over there in the Big Ten. Georgetown beats Villanova. Huge win for Georgetown. Again, both very good teams in the Big East. Arkansas, huge win on the road against Vanderbilt. Vandy almost unbeatable at home. Huge win for Arkansas. And in the Big Ten, the number 1 ranked team in the country, Ohio State, survives a tremendous scare by Northwestern. Beats Northwestern by a point. Jared Sullinger doing what he does, gets his team the victory. Ohio State remains the only unbeaten in the country and on top in that number 1 slot. Looking ahead to tonight's games, Monday night's games, 2 good ones. Louisville going into Georgetown. Huge game. Tough one to predict. Louisville playing extremely well. Very athletic. That Rick Pitino, fast-paced. They get up and down. They do what they do. Shoot that 3 ball. And then you have Georgetown. They like to slow it down, kind of take their time, grind you out on defense. I'm going to give Louisville the win on the road. Tough to beat anyone in the Big East on their home court, but a huge win coming for Louisville. And the game of the night, Texas. Texas is one of the hottest teams in the country. Very fundamentally sound, have all the athletes they need, playing Texas A&M. A battle of Texas. I'm giving the game to Texas. Going to get the win. It's, essentially a home game. Still in the state of Texas. Huge win for the Longhorns. All right, we're going to finish the show right here with the Spud 10. This week's top 10 teams in the NCAA. Starting off, Ohio State, the lone undefeated team. Jared Sullinger, obviously in the running for Player of the Year. He's a freshman. He's leading the charge. Ohio State does enough to win ball games. Number 2 team, Texas. You just heard me talk about them. Texas, they're on fire right now, beating tough teams, and the losses they have had have been to very good teams, and they haven't lost by much. Texas, my number 2 team in the poll. Number 3, Kansas. Talk about another team just getting by. They win close games, and when they lost, it was just by a hair. Kansas put it together, whooped up on Kansas State, locked them in at number 3. Pittsburgh, number 4. Tough loss, but Pittsburgh is going to keep on chugging. Congrats. Keep it up. Number 4 team in the country. Number 5, San Diego State. I know they lost to BYU. I love their team, and they play in a really soft conference. Just whooped up on Wyoming. They should continue to beat up on teams like that, keeping their win total climbing. Number 5 team in the country. Number 6, Purdue. Purdue with a huge win this weekend. Keep it up. They will continue to win. Big Ten, always a battle. And Purdue doing it without their best player, who has been injured the entire season. Number 7, UConn. Tough loss. Still have Kemba Walker and still has plenty of opportunity to beat top 25 competition. That Big East is fully loaded. Duke, coming off a horrible loss. They fall drastically in the polls. Tough when you lose to a St. John's team. Duke, you're a better team than that, but a loss like that totally drops you in the poll. Villanova, coming off a loss as well. They fall in the polls, but still a top 10 team. And Notre Dame, welcome to the Spud 10. You are in my top 10. Notre Dame, huge win over Pittsburgh. Jumps them into the top 10. Congrats, Notre Dame. They have about 4 losses, but still, Notre Dame, a very, very good squad. Has some big wins, signature wins this year, and Pittsburgh leads the charge on that. So there you have it, Spud Nation. A little bit of football, a little bit of basketball, of course, throwing in some Milwaukee Brewer baseball. I hope you all have a great Monday. Get through the day, get your week rolling. You have a great weekend to look forward to. Should be a nice show tomorrow. Hope you all check it out. Tune in. Come back. Say hello. You need anything, email craig@thesportscoach.com. You got Facebook. You got Twitter. Check out the website. Till next time, Spud Nation. We're out.